Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. I think I'm about a minute early, maybe. Have to get some more resin mixed up. So my apologies for yesterday, everybody. I'm trying to get this section on the website set up that will host all these videos, the ones we've done and the ones moving forward, more in a class format. Somebody's saying hi, but I can't read what they're saying. That's interesting. Was that Sherry Ellis? I think that was Sherry Ellis. So we're trying to, I am trying to build out this section of the website where people could come in, watch the replay of these videos, see some highlights of maybe what was the tip of the day, like how to make a clear base paint or what is glazing. Yes, thank you so much. I wasn't sick. I've had a few days in a row of falling asleep at 6, waking up at 1 or 2, and just trying to get stuff done for you guys. So today we kind of have a unique thing going here. We're going to play with some resin, and where are those packages? I got them the stinking cutest molds in the whole wide world. I got to show you guys these heart-shaped molds that are just adorable. Okay. And but an hour ago, I mixed up some fast-setting resin from Stone Coat. Sherry Ellis actually FaceTime with me and watched me try to lay this stuff down. I'll show you in a minute, but I gotta show you these molds. And they're big, and they're deep, and they're pretty, and they're hearts. It's Valentine's coming up, right, guys? Okay, so let's see if we can get this flipped over. Hi there, guys. Look. Okay, they're nice and shiny on the inside. There's a lot of depth to them. The photo, see how the backside shows it bulbs forward? So the photo shows at the front, hi Sonia, that the front has kind of a bulby area that's going to stick out, right? Which I think is really cool. So it looks like it would work for that technique that Daniel Cooper is doing that I'm obsessed with, and yet he's not using anything nearly as deep as these. The smaller ones are a little bit more shallow, right? But they're just so cute. These make great pocket hugs. So what I did an hour ago is I took some Stone Coat. Now, word of warning, I'm going to turn the camera back here. Word of warning, you may not want to do what I did. My quick set resin, and if Judy's on right now, I think this is almost 5 years old and never been used, okay? And according to my understanding of how resin's shelf life works, once it's open, you have 1 year. Now, the hardener turned bright gold. Mixed together, it's not too bad, and as soon as I put color in it, I'm not going to be as worried about it. But the reason for using this quick set is it supposedly sets up in 20 minutes, which could give us the sort of a similar situation of what we see Daniel Cooper doing on his video. Now, sadly, I'm going to have to mix up more while we're talking, and I hate to mix the resin on camera for you guys, but here's what I did so far. So I heated up some of the quick set resin. Come on, light, get this set here. For some reason, my little stand is giving me some issues here. It was the other day. Okay, don't move. So I mixed this up about 10 o'clock. And I was worried because it was so old it wasn't going to work. And then about 15 minutes into it, it got really hot on the bottom. And it already feels like resin that has sat for a few hours and could have another layer put on top of it. I did one with just the straight resin, so you can see it kind of has a yellow tint, okay? The reason why I did this, I'm obsessed with that water droplet technique I did last time. So what I wanted to do was try to, and I have to admit, I haven't watched Daniel as much as I should have. So I'm going to be like trying to float color on top of this and simulate what he does without really being an expert, right? These look ready, actually. They feel ready for a second layer to go in. Now, I'm not sure how much I can go in and draw. This seems like the only one that's really shallow enough to do what I've seen him do, draw on. But first of all, not everybody can afford UV resin. It's a little pricey. It takes that light to set up. If you allow your regular resin to, of course, I know in that last piece we were on 80 minutes, and art resin's supposed to only have a 45-minute working time. So 80 minutes, it was still flowing, right? But the theory is wait till the very end of the working time when it starts to seize up, because then you can brush the resin on decorative work, maybe like I love her paintings and boy, I was so tempted to do that today. That swipe I did with the turquoise and the green and the pink and the gold, I want to draw out ginkgo leaf shapes, block out the background, but then brush the resin on top of the ginkgo leaves. And that's my point. If the resin's had a lot of time to set up and start to thicken for you, you can use a paintbrush. As long as you have a receptacle with alcohol in it to rinse your brushes up, right? Boy, I'm not sure what's going on, but when you guys post something, I'm seeing larger font, which is great, but 2 comments on top of one another. So if I'm not exactly answering you directly, something's going on with the live feed. But I don't want you guys feeling ignored, okay? So, yeah, so the epoxy industry, in 2018, it was predicted that it would explode. That's why you saw all these resin companies pop up, and mergers and acquisitions going on. I mean, in 18, there was Stone Coat and there was art resin. And Stone Coat kind of became the new darling because art resin had been around for a while. And after this report by this company called Olin predicting this big explosion of resin, you notice how many resin companies have come up, but not that many people have embraced it doing their videos with resin yet. There's a lot of YouTubers I've talked to that, they're fearful of when is the perfect time to start promoting resin. When is the public going to be ready? Someone said they saw their views down when they didn't do acrylic pouring one day. And yet we know it's coming, just like texture. You can't stop it. The inky projects, you can't stop it. Well, I'm seeing people. I'm so bummed. I can't read what you guys are saying. And this time it's not my eyes. It's like 2 comments on top of one. It could be my phone is doing it, and it's making the, let me look at the time here, 9:40. I want to make sure that this is 47, so I want to stop at 12. I know this needs 3 minutes. So the point is, all these resin companies have popped up, but not as much resin artwork as expected since the end of 21. And I'm noticing finally it's growing more and more. Instagram took off about a year and a half ago with a lot of people playing with molds. And by the way, molds is a great way to get started. You know, if you're considering, um, oh, somebody says it stayed hard for you. Okay, that the quick set stayed hard again. I'm bummed that I'm getting two messages at once crossing on top of one another. So I'm trying to have to read two messages laying on top of one another. But what's cool about the molds is it's a great way to kind of put your big toe in the resin pool without actually feeling like you're working with a canvas and suddenly have to, I get all wonky when I'm working on an art canvas, worried about where do I start in this blank canvas, where a mold feels a little bit more controlled, you know. If I was going to be doing a project with my kids, grandkids, or whatever, obviously it's cleaner and more precise if you're playing with a mold, right? Yeah, we're almost done. We got about 30 seconds more on this. So I was on the fence today. I really wanted to do another abstract like last week. I think off camera, I'm going to start practicing maybe a long form video. I'd like to do one long form a week and then these 3 lives, but I've not seen somebody do that opal technique. And in that Hulk piece that I did, it was the green and black and white. I ended up using 4 different colors of the clear mixed with different interferences, and it was looking like boulder opals. And to be able to create that effect purposely would be lovely, right? Okay, we hit the 12:02 mark. Boy, I hope this works. So I'm going to use the Purely Pigments today. I'm also going to use some of the resin art. And gosh darn it, I put my resin art thing below. My apologies. I normally have all my boxes up here on the table here. I want to use also some primary elements. See, the resin art is going to come across translucent, like the primary elements is in acrylic, where the, ooh, purple sapphire, that's a fun color. And purple and gold is always pretty. I'll pull out some butterscotch. So in this technique where Daniel is, and again, I'm not an expert at all. I just want to experiment and see what happens if I try to drop down color and comb it. Will it behave that way, especially in these little pocket hearts? And I had pulled some primary elements out because primary elements, they're a dry paint system. There is a water-soluble color. We're going to be able to dissolve them in the vivid art fluid to get them to behave in the resin, but they'll never mix directly in. It will turn into big chunks. It looks like chunky moon rocks. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. I got some autumn leaves, some blue grotto, purple sapphire. And because this stuff sets in 20 minutes, I have no idea because I didn't use the regular art resin. So I better stop talking and I better start mixing, huh, guys? All right, so again, I realize there's a yellow cast, but as Miss Sherry Ellis said, use it. You know, I'm sitting on 2.5 gallons of the hardener and the other stuff. Use it up. Do something with this. Even this is just practice on camera, right? So we're all learning together. I'm also going to do 4 interferences. We have to mix them again. Now this is when I really think I should have had my interferences already out. So I'm sort of blowing it here, Sherry, if you're watching, because I didn't think about having all the powders in the cup because we only have so much working time on these things, right? So let's get some of this butterscotch in here. It's kind of a caramel kind of yellow, okay? Purple sapphire. These are both considered galaxy diamonds. Oh, wait a minute. Purple sapphire is one of the fine resin arts. You can tell by the flake size how much bigger the flake on this is. I don't get to talk as much this time. I've got it. This is Speed Racer here. Let's get some of the Blue Grotto, some of the Autumn Leaf. Get a little bit more Blue Grotto so I got enough for everything. Yeah, this is a time test, so this could be a contest. How quickly can you mix and get the color down before the stuff starts seizing up? Just a few drops on top of your primary elements will dissolve it. That's all you need. All you're trying to do is dissolve the color so it will go into your resin. You just want the color broken down. That's the only thing we're trying to do. Let's use the other end of this stick. This is the Autumn Leaf. I think we need a tiny bit more of art fluid on that. But you're not making acrylic paint that you're putting in there. You're trying to just make a paste. See how pretty that brown is? It would never look like that if I put it directly in there. Never in a million years. So here's the resin, that quick set resin. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, now Autumn Leaf is stunning in the resin. Anybody doing countertop work, see how you have that nice opacity, but the sparkle is still coming through? I am digging that. Yeah. Okay, let's do the Blue Grotto. Yeah, and I am going to watch more Daniel Smith's videos. I keep talking about him. I know how wonderful he is. But I really need to go through all the step by step and learn how he combs those designs. So for me, it's just watching him do that. But there is more opacity in the primary element while still getting the sparkle. When we mix up the resin art, now see how it's starting to just melt right into that resin? That's that wetting agent on there. It's pre-dissolved. So it'll go right in there for you. You don't have to have that pigment poof up in your face. Oh, that's pretty. Wow. I happen to like purple sapphire. Can you tell? I'm going wowzer, wowzer, wowzer. Okay, so there is our butterscotch. I think it needs something. Okay, slight stray away. This is the metallic sun-kissed pink. If I can get the darn child safety cap off. This is just going to add more of a pinky coral cast to this, just slightly. I saw this and I went, wow, I want to add a little more color to that. It's very, very subtle. Well, if I'm really going to do it, maybe I go all the way to my papaya. That's the pure stuff. Remember, that was the metallic. The sun-kissed pink was the metallic. One drop of that stuff should get me more of a yellowy coral. I know. I'm running out of time. I don't have a lot of time to mix doing this. There we go. That's warming up that gold. That's really beautiful. Okay, let's do a couple interferences. I'm going to do a green, a violet, and a gold and a blue if I can get them done quick enough. Yeah, the challenge with that quick set resin, guys, you only have so much time, right? Now, putting in regular interference in the cups, they're gonna poof up without that wetting agent. So I've got to be careful not to, that's blue. That's gold. I think I should be doing heaping teaspoons. There's some more gold. There's some more blue. Because I'm going to be doing my droplets. And I'm going to put them on that dark background that's set up. I want to see what happens when I set them up and I use a little bit of the resin art in between to drop it. Okay, so that's a green, gold, violet, blue. Get that off my table. Let's get some of this stuff in here. It's not hot yet, so that's good. Maybe because it's older, it's gonna give me more than 20 minutes. We were 20 minutes into it and it was still floating. I'm like, Sherry, is it gonna set up? And then it was about 10 minutes later, all of a sudden got hot. So maybe I am gonna get lucky because we're 10 minutes into this since I mixed it. I'm watching the clock here right now. Okay, so I've got the interferences. Let's get this out of our way. I know it looks weird with the tint in there. Hopefully it's not going to be too distracting. The other colors look great. Oh, wow. That gold's awful pretty in that yellow. That was a surprise. Look how that looks. That's beautiful. Yowza. Is somebody hacking our feed? When we're done, I'm going to call Sherry or Kathleen because weird messages are coming through. It looks right when you guys are trying to talk to me. And yeah, I see a red A coming through, but there's like 2 messages on top of each other. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I've been wanting to do this with you guys forever. I got them here right now. I got my syringes here. Okay, so I'm going to draw up 5 mils into every single one of these if I can get this into work. Come on, baby. There's one. Got to get the gap going through and get the air in there so you can get it all filled up to the top. There's that violet. If you wouldn't actually have to throw these away. If you can clean them out with alcohol, they're probably reusable 2 or 3 times. You don't have to toss them after every use. I use them all the time on my lab table, but not necessarily with resin, right? Okay, Okay, baby, let me get that one up. It's not cooperating. God, I wish I could see what you guys are saying. Again, there's something wrong with our feed. Okay, so let's get a little workspace here set up. And I'll get to see what everybody said afterwards. My apologies. Not sure exactly what's going on with our system here. Wow. Wow. Okay, Sherry, it did set up. Look at that. Wow. That's kind of amazing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with working with the fast set. That's crazy. That was mixed at 10 o'clock, and it's hard as a rock. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I'm trying to open up a larger syringe here. I know, I'm racing against time, right? I'm blown away how quick this stuff set up. Now, I understand this is a really great product if you have to do like a quick top coat or you're putting 2 coats on. Oh, come on. Draw up for me. It does every other time. It's not behaving with this resin. So let's see what happens. It's not exactly flat. Oh gosh, can you see me? I'm so sorry, you guys. This big one's not working for me. I think I'm gonna go for the little one on this color. Either that or I just actually, now will this work? This part is completely dry. Oh my God. Is that crazy? Look at that. I can actually wipe off my dribble. This is kind of nuts. I've never seen this before. I can wipe off the dribble from an area with a paper towel and a little bit of alcohol. Not very neatly, but I wanted to see if it would allow us to do that. Okay, I'm gonna keep putting down this purple. I bet you're probably wondering where I'm going with this. I'm wondering where I'm going with this too. Because one of the tricks of doing this droplet technique is it was put on top of a color. So what happens if I take and drop gold on each one? Wow, it's going to set up with a little dimension. This would be really cool on an abstract piece if you could do this kind of treatment. And that's the thing about experimenting these molds. This is a great exercise here. Oh, come on, stop dripping that gold. I want to go to the next one over. Here we go. Can you see me do this? I wish I could see what you guys are saying. I am brokenhearted over that. Let me see if I can pour more purple droplets out. We'll just keep going with this theme on this thing and get all of this out. Remember, the other one's already set up in the molds. The stuff in the cup I've got to work with fast. But the stuff already in these molds is dry, is ready. As a matter of fact, if I don't use them all, I'll be able to use them in another video or do more tests with this stuff. This woman in Dubai, I was telling Sherry this morning, there's this woman in Dubai. She teaches classes. I wish that they're only physical. I wish they were online. And she has this class of women, and they'll be doing clocks or other abstracts. Well, what caught my eye is one, she's got a boulder opal class, how to make an abstract look like a big piece of boulder opal, that's pretty cool. She might be using some kind of cellophane paper to get that, illusion of the opal in there. And then the other thing is there's these trays, they're round trays, and it looks like they've taken black, and the entire thing is this perfect symmetrical round pattern on the black, and it looks like interference gold drops. But she doesn't show anywhere in her videos how they do it. They just show the result. That's the closest thing I've seen to this. Now, I've seen Justin Sally recently playing with clear drops under something. I think he's setting clear drops down and then putting more color on top. I mean, it's coming. We're all going to be experimenting, guys. All of us will be. And then as soon as we see somebody do something cool, oh, I want to try that, right? I want to try that too. Let me do that. I'm almost done. Almost got all the purple done. Let's see, we got one little corner over here that seems like one might be a little blank. Yeah, you can see it's starting to thicken up already, right? That's that 20-minute quick coat from Stone Coat. 5 years later, it still worked. A little yellow, but it's proof positive. It's actually not a bad product. So let's get the gold on all the rest of these. This is starting to heat up. Uh-oh. This maybe might have been a bad mistake, setting that gold aside there. This cup feels like it's heating up. Great. So can I go back to the old fashioned? Nope. Look what happened. It's already thickening up on me. Will my violet work? Nope. It's already hot. Proof positive. See, it's hot and it's hard. I'm going to have to, I think I'm going to mix up some regular resin and continue on with what I was going to do here so we can at least do, this is all hardened up. So exercise number 1, don't use the quick set for this many colors and then talk like Leslie on camera. Because while it set a nice fast base for me, I got a little bit of, ooh, I can probably get away with putting a little bit of this in one of the hearts. This came out with more liquid. This is the resin art. Wasn't planning on doing this, but layer 2. I don't see any comments, but I can't read your comments. So whether people are laughing at what did Leslie do? Hey. You saw it first how this stuff works. It really does set up that quick. Let's see if I can't get some heat on this thing. So the gold will spread in there a little bit. Will it do that? Well, well, well. Plan B, Miss Sherry. She says if it doesn't work, yeah, this is hot. Look at that. And we are exactly on, let's see. We did it at 20, so this is 15 minutes or faster. All right. So regular resin. Take me a couple of minutes to say hi to you guys while we mix up just some plain old art resin. Because I'm going to finish that droplet thing. I think it'll be really pretty. And it wasn't going to work until I had a solid surface down to put it down on. Something to hold it, right? So there's 3 ounces of resin in my cup. And this is regular old art resin, which, you know, you have the full working time of 45 minutes. Now, it won't sit up on top of those droplets that I did, because those droplets are solid now. But that's okay. I don't mind testing this stuff for you guys, so you can see what can actually happen. Clock says it's 36:50. Now I wish I could see everybody's comments and what you're saying. I swear somebody has hacked the feed on this thing. And every time you make a comment, it's like somebody's, 2 people are making comments at the same time and they're rolling over on one another. Anyway, so, yeah, while we're talking shameless advertisements here, Saturday and Sunday is the Winter Dreams educational event. It starts at 11 a.m. on my channel Saturday, Pacific Standard Time. And it starts at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Britta's channel. Everybody's nervous. They're all going crazy in our messenger trying to, do you have your time code? Is it done yet? Is your secret word in? Where's the secret word? Everybody's getting ready for this. Now, how it works is the videos are going to, of course, be up forever. But you have 12 days to watch them and collect the secret word or 2 clue that each artist will give you in that channel. Write them down and go back to ColorArte.com, and there already is, the link is up there, the page is ready for you to enter your guess at the secret phase. Don't do it before the night of the 28th, because it won't matter what you guess at, it's not going to count. I have had somebody already try to guess at the secret phase before the event is going on. Now, also, there's additional channel prizes, but you've got to comment actually in the regular comment section. It's not in the chat box of the Premiere Live. That's not where you're going to make the comment, where it's going to count. The random name picker can't do that from chat. It has to do it from the actual chat comment feed that's in the bottom of that YouTube description. So or right around that description. So anyway, it's a 2-day event. There's 14 artists this time. Saskia has graciously stepped in, and she's doing something special because Amy Johnson and our love and heart and prayers is with her. She's sick right now with pancreatitis, if I said that correctly. All I know is she's not feeling really good, and we stepped in. Saskia stepped in. Everybody offered to step in, actually. I can't believe how fantastic this group is. Everybody who wanted to jump in and help that could. And that's amazing. So, okay, my resin's mixed up. I am going to do quick more mixing. I'm going to do those interferences again. But since I hate wasting all that material, I can't believe I had to toss that away. But you do see the the detriment and the benefit of using that quick set resin, because you only have so much time to work with it. And yet, if you need to do a top coat that's got a seal because you're going to do another layer, ooh, it's a great tool to have, guys. So I'm just going to put in some mica really quick while I'm talking. What else have we got going on? Oh, the house special. We're trying to raise capital for our funding. So we've got a 39% off code on the site, ColorPlay 39. Everything except the Purely New Purely Pigments product and our acrylic mediums. We can't discount that deeply. So they've already been put on sale, and that way anything that's got a sale, I put them 20% off, so it would be like the old 20% code you guys are used to. And so when you go in and put that code in your box, don't get confused if you don't see the 39% coming off your Purely Pigments, because it won't. It won't. It's programmed to not discount those or our Vivid Enamel or our Polypore. It's just stuff, it's just too pricey to work with. I think I'm gonna do, what am I gonna do? I want one more color. I'm gonna try to do this blue grotto again. You know what? Well, it's purple though. Purple and gold, purple and green. Purple. Everybody loves purple and turquoise. I'm just trying to figure out, I'm gonna do some layering in between them. The dancing fuchsia would be awesome, but you guys might think it's too darn close to the purple, but I'm very curious about how this is gonna mix up. So let's get some of this interference blue out, get my camera turned around. I'm gonna put oh, my spoon is getting sticky. Stuff is sticking in there. Could be that resin dropped on my thingy and I'm not keeping it clean as I'm going because I was in too much of a hurry trying to get things done. Okay, so here is our art resin going into the interference cups. So I can do those droplets. I think I'm gonna do one more. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab that seagrass. Even though I used that last time, that is so stinking pretty with this purple. The seagrass is gorgeous with this purple. I love these two together. So they complement. I mean, even though purple and green, purple and yellow are the direct complement on the color wheel, a yellow green like this seagrass really, really will make that purple galaxy pop. And let's brighten it up a little bit with a bit of my sour apple, because I can. I love the fact that I've got my Purely Pigments right here, so I can enhance my color. Ooh, that was a lot. I didn't mean to put that in there. Looks like 5 drops ended up going in. I only meant to put in a couple. Don't do as I do, do as I say. That's gonna be really green. Really green. Wow, guys. Okay, I can handle that. I guess I'm supposed to have some really, really green stuff to play with today, right? All right, this one was the one that's going to have the dancing fuchsia put in it. Because we know for a fact hot rhodamine pink and chartreuse, of course, is going to pop against one another. You've got a red violet and a green yellow. That's like the direct complement on the color wheel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 6 drops of the dancing fuchsia. That's that bright rhodamine violet. Wow. And I put blue in it. Oh, I'm digging that. Gosh, that's pretty. Holy moly. Oh, I could just sit and stir this all day long under the camera and I would go blind with that color. How about you guys? Yeah. Man, that's pretty. Oh. I'll use the other side of the stick. Now, you got to be careful with just the pure micas. There's no wetting agent on them. You see how fast the resin art stirred, but be really, really careful with your interferences because you don't want it to poof out of the cup. So here's our interference violet. Here it looks like interference gold. I know I got 2 colors mixed up. This could have gold with a little blue in it. I don't know. It kind of turned out weird. Oh, this is the gold. See how that poofed out of the cup? See, it went right on my glove? I'm not kidding. I'm thinking about bottling the wetting agent we use in the resin art, and that way you guys can put a few drops, wet down your powder, and then when you put on the resin, that doesn't happen to you. It's in discussion, shall we say. It's in discussion. Okay, so here's the interference green. Now maybe those larger syringes are going to work because stuff isn't setting up. I'm still going to try my whole syringe thing. Of course, I got to find the big ones. These are harder to open up, and they look huge, right? It only holds 30 mils. The whole thing holds an ounce. And so it'd be nice to be able to soak up, you know, a full ounce of a color. Let's see if it lets me do this here. They're a little bit tricky. I find that I have to make sure it's flowing, that the thing's gonna work first. You can tell the color's transferring from my hands already. And then try to draw it up. Oh, come on, buddy. Mama needs a new pair of shoes. Come on, drop. It's really struggling to draw all this up. It could be the angle that I'm at. I know you can't really see what I'm doing. I'm having trouble with my hands to try to turn it to the side to draw it up. That's quite a bit in there. That'll give me something to start with. And then if I could do the dancing fuchsia, the littler ones look like they're gonna work better, but I had to toss those other ones out. So I only have a few left of the littler ones here. They do have a little safety tip on them that you got to take off, right? And then make sure they work. And then I'll just get all that dancing fuchsia up in there. Yeah. Yeah. I know. You're probably like, where is she going with this? Well, let's see. Now, I'm going to go back to my purple piece. I promise you. But I did this, it's a dark peacock background. So this, look at this. I only mixed this up 2 hours ago. It's already soft and, you know, doing its thing. So let's try, I'm just gonna try the same thing I did over there. I'm gonna put green. Quit coming out. You can't see me, can you? I've got to find an angle where you can see me lay these down at the same time. Maybe I can do it sideways like this. I know I'm being really quiet. Just making sure we don't have too many dribble marks, so I don't want to make it messy. The whole idea is to kind of create some kind of pattern. And I put this down, this color down first because it was really, really, really opaque, right? I'm going to draw up more for the center. Okay, now this is where I'm kind of at. I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I think I have a feeling of where I'm going with this. Okay, so the opposite of green is red or violet. Now, not putting them in with the syringe, you have to be really careful because you can make a nasty drip. So now I'm going to start the opal drops. Now, these are going to spread out. So you have to be really careful. Take your time. The effect in that Hulk video, though, blew my mind. Oh, 21 people are still watching, so they haven't logged off yet. Wanting to see what the mad scientist does with this stuff. Yeah, let's see what can be done with this stuff. Then this is only an experimental thing, right? I know I needed a dark background. I didn't want to have a clear one. This would be the top. I'm thinking if I have a canvas and I'm trying to do something on top of it, I would have some kind of color down. That's a lot of green. I probably didn't need to put that much green down. Because that's going to make this a really big droplet. Okay, call me crazy. Oh crap, too much. That's too much. I just wanted a drop in the middle of it. Okay, here's the goal. Try to put one droplet and let it spread out, right? Sorry, I'm trying to get the camera there to do it. Let you see me while I'm trying to pull this off. See if you can turn this at the same time. I know I'm getting dribble marks. Now, if you're at home not trying to do this on camera, obviously you could take your time, be very super focused. I know for a fact our dotting girl in our team would, with the patience of Job, Luna Sky, would not have any problem with having a steady hand in doing this. Now, when I did it, I didn't put color in between, and I always imagined, what if I put interference color, interference, interference, color, interference, you know, stack them up and let them spread. What do you get? So we put interference violet, then we went with the hot pink. I'm going to go with some gold here. Yeah, there's way too much of that green down. It'd be nice if they had stayed in individual droplets. Now, we're mixing up this resin at the last minute to do this. This resin's pretty sloppy. Had I had a cup that has sat for an hour when we started this technique, that green might not have flowed as much because it's already starting to seize up, even though, like I said, that video we did last Tuesday, we were on almost 80 minutes. And that resin was flowing still beautifully. The art resin was still flowing beautifully out of the cup. It didn't seize up or harden up on me at all. So, but I know if we gave this time a little bit of way to thicken up, the droplets would kind of stay a little bit more in place. I guess is my point of what I'm trying to say. So how's everybody handling this freaking winter weather? Sherry Ellis in Chicago said it was minus 25 for a few days, guys. That's nuts. Is that crazy or what? I mean, that's kind of nuts. Okay, I'm going to put some green on. So I'm going into the gold directly with the interference green. Now you can see the second color in there. It's changing. Yeah, I mean, minus 25. That's harsh, Miss Sherry. She couldn't stand outside long enough for her dog Ziggy to go pee. I mean, what do you do with animals in that kind of weather? Especially babies, kittens, and all the puppies. And wow. Our temperature's been pretty extreme this season. I know that Kathleen McGee had the -8, and she's in Oregon. Oregon, guys! I think of Oregon as much more temperate weather, but who am I? Even here, I'm in Central California, and it will snow here, but the mornings have been like 40. And I guess everybody's just getting cold weather this time of year. I miss the fall. I just saw the word fall at the end of somebody's sentences. I do miss the fall. Well, this is interesting. The ones that have just a small ring are really kind of looking cool. This big hot pink one looks a little strange. But we'll just kind of go with this, right? Okay, so I've got green, I got pink, I got... Okay, let's just do something funky and fun. Since we already had to trash our gold, let's whip up. Actually, this resin art gold's a little bit big. I kind of want something really fine, just like a ring. You know, I have something called Harvest Fire on this table. That is one heck of a really pretty peachy mica. Here, I'm going to use some of that. I just want something to break up the interference when I do the next pour on top, the dribble. I can't believe how messy my table is. I never leave my table this messy. Never. Never, ever, ever. I'm OCD about cleaning as I go, but when I knew I had to look at that. Now be careful, this doesn't have a wetting agent on it, but this stuff is called Harvest Fire. Holy moly. That's an extraordinary, extraordinary color. So just a dribble. Let's see what happens if we put a drop right here. I don't want it to go more than the drop. So to stop the drop, I almost have to have the cup there, right? Because I'm going to pour something in the middle of that. I'm sure you have figured that out. We're not done yet, obviously. So I think it's really interesting how the dancing fuchsia is reacting over here. That purple's trying to come up. I mean, the green's trying to come up inside of that pink. Because there's so much green underneath it. Just another drop. One more drop of this stuff. Okay, so that was Harvest Fire. Okay, what color did I not use? I used the violet, I used the gold, I used the green. This came out weird. It looked like, almost like oyster. I keep telling you when two colors get mixed together. This was accidentally blue and gold mixed together. Looks like a white mother of pearl. That's because the two of them are mixed together. Might as well use that. It can't differentiate just between the interference blue or the interference gold that got mixed in, so it turns into what looks like a mother of pearl white, but it's not white. You'll get every color of the rainbow when you look at this under the proper lighting. So I'm going to put that fifth color that I haven't done anything with yet. I know some of my droplets didn't come out right. Oops, somebody's trying to call. That I can't shut off. I have a no interruption on my phone, on my cell phone, but I can't do anything about somebody calling on the landline right now. Apologies for the ring. That's really kind of getting interesting, but again, I'm kind of bummed that I put myself in the situation that my resin is too, like, loose. It's not, thickened up enough. But I'll just keep going with this whole thing. That's that mother of pearl. Now I'm putting in the violet. We'd really need a blue, though. I know we're missing the blue. The interference blue is one of the keys to making an opal effect. So real quick, I just realized it was crap. No, Leslie, no. I realized the blue is really missing. It's not making its impact that it should. So get some blue going on here. Yeah, that white mother of pearl is pretty, but it's not going to give you the shift that the blue will. And that shifty blue is so pretty. Careful stirring it, though. See how the blue is really one thing you always see in those opals is you see that shift of blue. Well, I'm going to put this on this one. I'm not going to fill the whole thing up because I want to go back to my purple one. I realize those droplets are set up, but I'm wondering if I could do something really cool on top of them. I should. Whoever's saying goodbye, say thank you for coming. Again, I can't see you right now. I have to figure out if YouTube reported something today on the messaging. Okay, yeah, this is getting really kind of wonky. Not exactly where I wanted to go, but interesting experiment. Because if you, can you see, I can't lift it up. Well, actually I can, that's right, the base is dry. Can you see the sellage coming up through the pink? How that green is reacting to the dancing fuchsia? That's kind of interesting, actually. You know what I could do is just sort of make this, this is going to be a weird piece, so I don't think it's ever going to look finished. But I'll put a little green here in this gap. I just wanted to see what happened if we started building opal drops and what would happen if they went in one another. But again, this natural selling from the rhodamine violet being mixed in the resin from the regular resin art, I'm liking that those patterns and sellings that we're getting. That would be something really interesting to have in the future. Come on, baby, lift up for me. Don't get stuck. Yes. So we have these hardened purple drops. So since these started with a gold base, they're going to probably just slide right off. But at least, see if I can make something out of this. I do like this effect. This would be something cool to put on a piece to create a texture in an area, use that fast set resin, and then go over it. I mean, it does open up some interesting possibilities for someone who feels very creative, right? Because they're hard. I could probably pull those droplets out and move them around into a more painterly pattern even, because that other mold came right out. It wanted to come out of the mold. These droplets would probably lift up. But, oh no, wait a minute. The clear below would lift up, but not necessarily the purple. We just put the purple down in this video. The base was done about an hour before I came on, 45 minutes to an hour. So no, they may not pull up. I apologize. I digress. Okay. That's gold. Since I mixed up that blue and I really wanted the blue to show, let's see what happens when I put the blue on top of these. Am I going to get a true opal effect? One thing, like I said in the beginning, when you're working in a mold, you feel like you have more control. It may only be a test piece. You know, it's not necessarily a going out and going to sell it for, you know, $200 and hang it on the wall or anything. But when you're working in these silicone molds, you can do different tests of different colors, how they react, how long stuff sets up. Like I said, the working time. And all that matters when you're doing your art, you know, and the fact that there is a quick coat that could put a layer down so you can do another layer on top rather quickly is a handy concept for some artists that are working with a certain time frame and they can't wait overnight for every layer, right? Not everybody can wait overnight for the next layer to go down. Sometimes you're just chomping at the bit and you can't wait for the next layer to go down, right? So this is the blue. Now I wish I could ask you guys here because part of me wants to put some of the pink drop right there, but I don't want to ruin where we're going because these are starting to have an actual opal effect, which is what I was hoping for. So right now we have gold, we have blue. The ones that set up first are holding their shape a little bit better. This is the violet going on top of the blue. God, that's pretty. Oh, I wish you could see what's happening now. So you got gold, blue, violet. And they are running off those hardened droplets. That is true. These things I'm pulling down, they're starting to run off the sides. Because I'm sure those purple droplets are pretty well set up by now. That's really interesting, this one right there. This looks like the perfect little, there's the blue on top of that. This one looks like it can actually accept more. It's got a wider area of that gold. Can you see that opal effect? It's missing the green. Now I know we're getting to where they're going to start running off. But when this dries, it will look like clusters of opals around or underneath whatever I fill in. I should be able to fill in around this purple eventually. My gut wants me to just let this set up the way it is and then try to find a backdrop color to fill in, because if I filled it in now, we would lose these droplet effects, the gold on the blue and the blue with the green, and it would all go away. This is that green. Again, I know these are running off, but I don't know. I'm going to leave that alone. I don't know why. Something's telling me to leave this alone till it sets up later. Don't let them run any more than they already are. I do have these cute little hearts that I showed you in the beginning that I know are completely set up. So the syringes were sort of a success, but not completely. Now, when he puts the color in there, and I can't see one comment you guys are saying, I have noticed that he uses these bamboo skewers. Okay. And I think, if I remember correctly, he's actually taking it, putting it in clear resin and trying to comb it around or create a pattern on there. See, and in these deep molds, I don't think that's really going to work. Maybe. I want to watch more about how they do that, because he does something and then combs it around. Again, I can't see you guys' comments at all. It's driving me nuts. I'm so used to your feedback. I listen to what you say to me. Since we've already got this started, I'm just gonna go ahead and put that pretty pink in. Now, because the front of this is clear, this whole heart is gonna turn out this color with that bulby front, because remember, they've got that bulby front. So let's just fill up this absolutely stunning dancing fuchsia heart. I'm okay with this being all one color, as long as you guys are. So my experiment with the quick set sort of wasn't successful. But at least we got a layer of the dancing fuchsia there. And with this pink, trying to think what color I could put behind it. Actually, I don't want to ruin that beautiful color, because if I put anything behind it, it might mix it up. So I'm going to leave this, let it dry, and maybe pour one more little layer or something in there after the fact. Now this one has that butterscotch. Remember, I pulled it off. So this has the clear and the butterscotch. That can also be improved with some kind of backdrop color. Wow, this is really deep, guys. Let's go ahead and pour off all this green. I don't want to waste this resin. I don't know about you guys. I don't like wasting resin. And I'll demold these and show you guys on Friday what happened to them. But I'm going to see how deep they are. I'm still going to have to put another little layer in there. That's why I thought these were so cool. If you could get a clear layer, a combed layer, an interference layer behind it, and then a solid layer, that would be awesome. Okay, so the green is gone. So this one, I'm going to just put in a bunch of beautiful interferences and let them comb. Now, here's one thing about the interference, since you may or may not have seen this, but it does dominate everything. I've seen them take a little bit of the interference and brush it on that mica to see how it gives you a little blue cast. Hopefully it's going to catch it. See that? You can do that and brush that in here, right? And since that's blue, I'll put the gold resin behind that, so maybe we get a shift between those two. But again, this dang mold is so deep. I'm gonna have to pour a whole lot more resin in it after we're off camera. Once this layer sets up. See how much more room is in there? It's a beautiful mold. These were only $9.99 on Amazon. I'm gonna have to put the link up. I'm loving these hearts. They said they make great pocket hugs. Send a hug and tell somebody that you love them, right? Well, so I've got a little bit more resin left here to fool around with. This is starting to slide. I need this more flat. I don't know what I was thinking on that one. All I know is I keep wanting to push this envelope. Play with them. So I'm going to dribble a little bit of the Harvest Fire in here. That's not really a dribble. And then mix in some of the Interference Violet. Oops, you guys can't see me. And I have some Interference Green. Actually, that's pretty. Look at that interference green and violet there. Wow. Okay. And then this is that mother of pearl color that was an accident that was made. And I probably should have stirred it sooner. But now I'm going to try to go in there with my skewer and stir it. Okay, we won't know till tomorrow what that did, but I just stirred all that up. And hopefully the harvest fire is a little bit swirly with all that interference. Okay, one last thing. I promised my buddy Sherry I would do this. I think we have enough resin to finally cover this thing. And because of all those beautiful cracks, I just have to do this. This is getting weird how this is setting up. Look at this. Oh, wow. I don't know. Do I just like turn it and let it cover? I'm just going to leave it alone, see what the thing does. All right, so we have just enough resin, because I've been talking about covering this thing up with resin forever. I'm saving this for the finale. So I had something to bail me out in case these molds didn't work how I wanted them to. This is the Purely Pigment Metallics painted straight on an old board with crackle paste. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, look at the red. Wow, the ruby slippers really, that surprised me. That ruby slippers is popping. Boy, it really picked up all that color. Now, I'm on a plastic surface if you're wondering what I'm doing, so this thing will pull off. It's on a reverse silicone. It's plastic on a roll that I can lay down and work on when I do our resin work. So there's a little bit more left. Sherry Ellis, you said you love this. I should send this to you in the mail. This morning I said, I guess I should finally resin my little tortured practice piece. And she says, I love that thing. Now, what I think is so cool about this effect is the cracks in the crackle paste are only accentuated more. Can you see that? They are popping everywhere, guys. Oh, this is gonna, oh, even the metallic colors in the crack. Oh, I can't wait to see what this looks like tomorrow. Okay, let's just spread this all out so every corner's covered. Let's not get in a hurry, Leslie. Yeah, so here's my redemption for the day. I have my redemption piece. But I'm loving what that ruby slippers is doing right there. That's fire. Wow. Ha. Okay, everybody. So let me get my camera turned around. I had to get my glove off. I don't know what happened to all the comments. I'm going to have to look in to see if YouTube had a failure. I mean, normally I could say it was my eyes and it was glare, but literally there was 2 and 3 comments building it right now. People are saying goodbye, and now I can only see beautiful piece from someone that looks like might be Bobby, because whoever said something else went right on top of her. But I'll read them afterwards. Thank you so much for your support. Remember, Winter Dreams is this Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully Saturday morning, I'm going to come on at 9 as normal, but I'm going to make it just a short, quick hour. And hopefully I have something really special to reveal to you guys on Saturday morning before the event. So if you got time to check in with me, I hope you'll join me. My name is Leslie Ohnstad. I'm the creator of ColourArte Products, host of the classroom here in ColorPlay Live. And I hope you guys will come and see me on Friday morning at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. And until next time, love you guys. Bye.